Where is Andrew Fogg from Import.io? Andrew, come on up and let's get this. Let's get the demos going. Andrew's the founder and chief data officer. So yeah, folks in the bar, we're going to ask for your respect. That's what all this is about. I'm going to come pay you a visit in just a second. So Andrew, whenever you're ready, we'll start the clock.
Hello. My name's Andrew, and I'm a founder at Import.io. There is lots of data on the web, but getting data from the web is kind of difficult. You have two choices. You can write a web scraper, which looks a bit like this, or you can use an API, which looks a little bit like this. Both require developers that look a bit like this. This is a developer-approved pitch for a developer. Some of our engineers gave this to me. Imagine if you could turn any website into a spreadsheet or an API without writing any code. That's what we do. I could build one of these for you right now, but it takes about 5 minutes, and I'm running out of time. I'm going to show you with some pictures. It's a web browser. This is a web page with property data on it. I'm going to teach it where the rows of data are by selecting them in the browser. It learns where all the rows are and highlights them. I can add some columns for the data that I want to extract. And in order to get data from the web page into the data table, I select an example of an address and click to add it to the table. All the addresses are extracted. I can do the same for images and price, and I've turned a web page into a table of data. I can use this extractor with a crawler and get all the data from the site. I can teach it how to navigate a website as well. I click record, I do a search, and it records all my interactions with the site. Everything's available over an API, and I've just built an API to someone else's website without writing any code. Here's the JSON and the API endpoint, which is pretty powerful. But let me talk about use cases. So the British Red Cross wanted to build an iPhone application, and they wanted data from the National Health Service. But there's no API for this website. So they built a connector, and they now have this data in their iPhone application. Enter a zip code, get data. HP sell laptops via channel partners like Amazon, Dabs, and Play.com. The channel partners should observe MRP, minimum retail price, but sometimes they're a bit naughty, and they'll discount for a day, steal all the sales from the other channel partners, and then put the price back up. Nothing to see here. So HP have extractors for all their partners' websites, and this spreadsheet is kept up to date with live price data from the web. Robert Half, final one, big recruitment firm. They're focused on the top 4,000 companies in the USA. And when one of their clients, what they want to do is when one of their clients posts a job vacancy on the careers page of their own website, Robert Half want that job to appear in Salesforce so that this guy can do his job and close the deal. They tried writing web scrapers to do this. Imagine writing 4,000 web scrapers. Every website is different. How much do you think that would cost? Estimates vary from $1 million, $250. We do it on offshore, maybe. Do it onshore. Jobs for America, $1,000 each, maybe about $4 million. We have a team in India that used Import.io, and they built 4,000 connectors in 2 weeks for $1,000. Because remember, it's point and click, no developers required. Sorry, guys, we love you guys. And we think you can be doing better things with your time than writing web scrapers. I have a minute to go. Import.io is data for everybody.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. I like your PowerPoint there, buddy.
I was 60 slides in 4 minutes.
Not too bad. That's almost animated. Okay. Hands up high. Questions. So, I don't think you talked about your price point for the regular guy.
So at the moment, it's all free. It's free to use. And the stage of the business we're at the moment is in a kind of discovery stage. We're working with some big guys, like the ones I mentioned, working with some smaller startups as well. And we're in a kind of like discovery phase, trying to work out with the problems that we might be able to solve. It's going to cost at some point, but that's at some point in the future.
What about the legal or copyright issues?
Legal copyright issues are that this is no different than what's being done today. Basically, we're giving you a capability. And when we started this business, we're very transparent about the fact that we're hitting data providers, the fact that we're hitting people's websites. We identify ourselves to them because in the sort of slightly longer term, we think we've got the opportunity to solve a problem for people with websites because everybody is scraping everyone else's website. Everyone knows this. And the problem for someone who's got a website is they don't know what's going on with their data. So if you see us pop up in your logs, you can come to our website, you can claim the connectors that have been built to your website, and you can say, stop this, and we will. But we will ask you the question, are you sure you want us to stop it? Because if you block us, which we will do for you, but if you block us, those people who are using your data through our platform will go back to what they were doing yesterday, which is writing web scrapers, which can guarantee will be heavier on your servers, and they will continue to pollute your Google Analytics. What we're trying to do with Import is provide some kind of insight for the data owner into who's using their data.
So the user has to come to you to say stop, versus there being a way for them to manually exclude you via some sort of like robot.txt's.
We give the data, so that we kind of see the world in terms of people who have data and people who want data. And at the moment, we're focused on giving the power to the data user, the person who wants data, and they can observe robots.txt if they choose to.
And is that the protocol?
Sorry?
Will that stop your spider, the robot.txt?
Yeah. Yeah. If they elect to do so. But,
Got it. All right, guys, raise your hand. I'm not the only one with questions tonight.
Is there a JSON endpoint that gets generated also, or is it just like you grab it, like copy and paste or something?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Oh, you mentioned there was like a JSON you could generate from.
So everything that you build on the platform is available over an API. So
okay.
There's a REST API and a messaging API,
Thanks.
and it all comes back in JSON.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, sir. How are your pipes? Is it different from tomato?
I've not heard of tomato, I'm afraid, but I'll check it out.
Tomato.
Sorry.
All right, 1:20 on the clock. Who's got a question? No questions, we'll just move on. I've got one. You hiring?
We what?
Are you hiring folks?
Are we hiring?
Yeah.
We're always hiring good people. That's true. It's true. If you believe in the mission, what we're doing, we will definitely come talk to us.
That's a good answer. So round of applause for Andrew from import.io.